Hey everyone, noah.tempestarii here, and in this video I wanted to show you some how-tos on a protection slash money spells. That's why I have two apples here. This is pretty much what we're going to be using to do this spell. So I'm not too concerned with the color magic aspect of this type of spell. So it doesn't matter if you have a red apple, green apple, yellow apple, red and yellow apple, whatever. And apple is like the main focus. You want to, when it comes to prosperity, money, and abundance, you want to be fruitful. So that's why I like to use fruits for these types of spells. Plus, you will be bearing this once the spell is complete. So let's get started. So the things you're going to need for this, or these spells, I should say. And it pretty much just depends on your intention and how you word the incantation that I'm going to share. The incantation, I pretty much researched different incantations for prosperity and money, tweaked them, and kind of like put a few together and changed a couple words. So I just want to let you guys know that, because in other incantations that I shared, those pretty much all of those were mine. I came up with those, which it doesn't really matter. Like you can use them however you like. It's no it's not offending me at all. It's just that some people like credit for their works and things like that. So I just want to let you know that this isn't mine. So yeah, you're gonna need an apple. And what I'm going to be using, I'm going to have two different ways of doing this spell. So I have two different setups for this. So you can use cinnamon chips, cinnamon stick, or ground cinnamon. For the same spell, I'm going to be using mint, peppermint, and a bay leaf, and a penny. It can be any kind of penny, but I prefer to use a shiny penny. It doesn't have to be like brand new from this year or whatever, just a shiny penny. But if you can, it's fine. You can have a dull penny. That's why I have one here too. So and then you're going to need a candle. I like to use for this spell either a chime candle or this is a chime candle, either a chime candle or a birthday candle. Either one is preferred. Green or white, because white is all colors, so you can use it as a substitute if you don't have green. Now the easier and more accessible alternative, if you don't have all of these herbs here, is just simply using pumpkin pie spice. Let me see if I can get that in view. It's by McCormick. Pumpkin pie spice. The ingredients is cinnamon, ginger, nutmeg, and allspice, and that's pretty much everything. All of those herbs are great for prosperity. So it's like an all-in-one. It's more easily accessible. I don't remember how much I bought this for, but pumpkin pie spice is perfect. So if you don't have all of these herbs, you can just go ahead and use this if you like, or tweak it to your liking and use any combination of whichever here. So let's get started. You're going to get a little dirty because you're going to be coring out the center to place the herbs in candle and things like that. So let's get started. Let me place this over here so it doesn't break, and we'll start with this one. So I'm going to cheat. I have an apple core. If you don't have an apple core, you can just go ahead and use a knife. Just be careful. And you don't want to go all the way to the bottom. You just kind of want to go somewhere towards the center. Okay. You can kind of see the star in the middle. If I can get this in the proper lighting and focus on it, see the little star in there? That's beautiful, right? So that's what you want. That's exactly what you want. You can make it a little bit bigger if you like. In case you don't have a chime candle or a birthday candle, you can use a tea light. So you can make this hole bigger and use a tea light. Just make the spell what's easiest for you. You don't have to, and actually in any spell that you find and you like and you want to use, you don't have to use it exactly the way that it is put in the instructions and recipe. Use it whichever way is easiest for you. Use herbs that are more accessible to you. So if you don't have a certain herb that recipe calls for, use an alternative. It doesn't have to be the exact recipe. It's going to work in the same manner as long as you believe that it will and you add the intention and energy behind it and things like that. So I just want to throw that out there. So you kind of want to create like a flat surface because you need your candle stand up straight. So now that I did that one, I'm going to go ahead and do this one really quickly, and we'll get started with building your spell. Ooh, this one's a little bit tougher. If you guys want to get an apple core for this, they're pretty inexpensive. You can probably find one like at Walmart or like the grocery store. They shouldn't be too expensive. We've had this one for years. Makes it a little bit easier, but if you want to use a knife, you're more than welcome to do so. Alright. Let me bring my mint back because in one of my how-to videos I had one of these little vials with the herbs and I set it aside, and because I was moving the table around so much it actually fell and shattered all over the floor, so that's why I was being careful this time. So I do practice what I preach, you guys. Be careful, when you're using sharp objects, glass or ceramic, anything, and fire, of course. So this incantation that I use, I'm going to go ahead and share right now. It's pretty much an attraction incantation. That's what I am using it for. So to make it more specifically for bringing in money and prosperity and things like that. But you can use this type of incantation to attract many different things. If you're trying to attract a job or love or I don't know, anything you like to attract, you can just use the first part of the incantation and then write your own specification as to what you're trying to attract in and things like that. If you need help with that, feel free to reach me on any social media I have to offer. I'll leave all the links to those things below. So this is the incantation, okay? So I'm going to say it once and then I'll go ahead and put it together, and I'll say it again as I light the candle. So, turn the will, I set this task, bring to me this thing I ask. Blessings now shower over me by the powers of 3 times 3. May a dollar replace a penny, may a little become now many. So that was the incantation. I'll go ahead and add it to the description box below when I'm finished. So let's get started. Let me put this aside now because we're done with this. Sorry, I'm just trying to get the cork off of this. So I'm going to take a little bit of mint, just a little bit, and you can empower it, by putting your hands over it and just envisioning filling it with your own energy, programming and activating it to fulfill, what you're trying to manifest. You can blow on it. Oops, sorry. And just drop it on in. Take some cinnamon. And you can do the same thing, enchant it, blow on it, whichever you feel, and then I'm going to use half of this bay leaf so I can use the other half for the other one. Drop it on in. Now this is going, your penny is, since it's part of the spell, you say it in your spell, this is going to be like the main thing that's going to attract your money or prosperity in. but it's also going to act as the holder for your candle. So what you're going to do is you want to take it face up and take your candle. Let's just go ahead and do a birthday candle just to make it easier on me. And you want to anchor your candle to your penny. So what you want to do is light the bottom of it and drip the melted wax onto the penny, and then you want to place the candle on top of the melted wax, blow on it till it's cool, and then it's going to be anchored to the penny and it's going to stay upright. And making this spell more specific, what you can do too is take a little piece of paper and write your petition on it, and then roll it up to like a little scroll, stick it on in, and then put your candle. So this is what you have when you anchor it. This is what it looks like. Try and focus on it. There we go. Then you just want to drop it on in. Hopefully I made that hole big enough. Yes, I did. All right. Okay. So. And there you go. You have your try to make it stand upright before you light it. Sorry about my dog. It's funny, he starts to bark every time I make a video. Gotta love him. I'll be right back. Let me stop him first and calm him down. Okay, I try my best to calm him down. Just excuse his barking. I guess my microphone for my phone is like really sensitive, so it picks up on all the sound around me. But anyways, just excuse the barking. Hopefully you can hear me more than him. So it's a hello from Zeke, my dog. So yeah, so we added our mint, our cinnamon chips, ground cinnamon sticks, and our bay leaf, and then we anchored our candle to our penny using either green or white is perfect. And so this is your first one, and then for this other alternative, we're just going to simply add the pumpkin pie spice, which consists of cinnamon, ginger, nutmeg, and allspice. And this smells so good, you guys. And so for this one, I'm going to show you if, to anchor the chime candle to the penny. You want to use it face up, the penny. And then just blow on it to cool the melted wax. That should be good. I'm gonna go ahead and add the bay leaf. Like I said, add whichever herbs that you like to add to this. Use your intuition, use whatever you have on hand. You know, you don't have to go out and buy exotic herbs and things like that. Just use what you have at home or what you can find out in your yard or, you know, out in nature, things like that. So yeah, there we go. So I anchored the candle to the penny. I'm just going to go ahead and stick it on in. Make it stand upright. Okay, so here you go. This is we've built your spell now for attracting money and prosperity, abundance, whatever you wish to attract. And you can attract all three. Something more specifically, it's completely up to you. You know. So let's go ahead and recite the incantation. and light these candles. And yeah, let's get started. Turn the will, I set this task. Bring to me this thing I ask. Blessings now shower over me by the powers of 3 times 3. May a dollar replace a penny. May a little become now many. Turn the will, I set this task. Bring to me this thing I ask. Blessings now shower over me by the powers of 3 times 3. May a dollar replace a penny. May a little become now many. So I'm going to pause the video and then give you guys a closer look, and then we'll speak about this more. Alright, there we go. I'm kind of like in an awkward position. I'm holding the tripod right now. Anyways, so yeah, this is pretty much your spell, everything that you've put into it. Of course, adding your own intention. You know, intention, I like to define it as energy and will. You know, you put in your own energy or any energies that you tapped into to add to your spell work, and your will, of course, your what you want to, what your goal, what you want to manifest, and things like that. You added that into your apple, and you recite your incantation, and you just sit with it. You sit with it and empower it further, and you stop whenever you feel that it's you know, it's just right. And you want to let this candle burn all the way down, and then once it's burned all the way down, you can continue to feed it as the days go by until it starts to rot. And then you can feed it using, you can light another candle inside if you like. You can add more herbs like cinnamon, the pumpkin pie spice, mint, basil, bay leaves, things like that. Anything that corresponds with, you know, prosperity, money, luck, abundance, things like that. Add it. That's what you call feeding your spell. You know, it's not. It also depends on your intuition. You can, you know, leave it as it is, and once the candle burns out, you can bury it then, or like I said, you can continue to feed it. You know, it's called spell work, not spell come easy. You know, so you need to continue working with, you know, your workings on the spiritual level, like I just said, by feeding it, and also on a physical level. You know, you have to you know, make the avenue for your, you know, create the avenues for your spell to manifest. You know, take out the obstacles on your end as well. You know, meet the universe halfway. You know, so you know, as far as like prosperity goes, if you're trying to get a promotion at work, you know, work with your spell. You know, work extra hard at work. You know, keep really good communication with your employer, your bosses, your coworkers, things like that. Take on any extra projects that you feel you can handle. You know, like I said, open communication. You know, just, you know what I mean when I say this. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys understood what I'm trying to say, and if you guys have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. I highly welcome any feedback. I love hearing from you guys. Let me know what you guys think of this spell, or these spells, I should say. Thank you guys all for tuning in. Much love and many blessings.